Breaking news here on HQ. Browns defensive end Myles Garrett has just become the highest-paid non-QB in NFL history. That is according to our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones. It's an extension to stay in Cleveland worth more than 40. It's worth $40 million a year, 123.5 of that is guaranteed. As we give you a look at the highest-paid non-quarterbacks currently in the NFL. Garrett tops the list, followed by Max Crosby. So you either rush the passer or you catch the passes, and you're in for something of a payday. When you do it at an elite level. Of course, the context to this. Garrett was demanding a trade from Cleveland, saying he was intent on leaving the Browns. Not anymore. With this new contract extension, breaking news all over the place here in the NFL on this Sunday. No one better to bring in than our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones. Okay, Jonathan, boy, nice quiet Sunday for you here. We'll start with Garrett. Before we move on to other breaking news with a pass rusher, what do you make of this? I know everybody says, money isn't everything. But it seems to have certainly spoken in Cleveland. Well, the Cleveland Browns. Speaking of speaking, the Browns were always saying they weren't moving Myles Garrett. Sometimes you have to believe folks at their word. Andrew Barry reiterated it over and over again. Myles Garrett, of course, he wanted a trade out of Cleveland. Or at least, that is what he said. Sometimes these are negotiating tactics, right? And what we were reporting at the NFL Combine more than a week ago in Indianapolis was it was likely that Myles Garrett would rescind his trade request if he were made the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. The Browns went above and beyond, right? We had the graphic up a bit ago where it was 35.5 with Max Crosby. It is very, very rare to see any NFL team go Garrett, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. He is a remarkable pass rusher. And look, this is also the sort of math that the Browns have made as he gets closer to 30. The Browns believe that Myles Garrett is a first-ballot Hall of Famer who is going to continue his career trajectory into his 30s, a la Julius Peppers. That's who they believe Myles Garrett ultimately is going to be in all decades. Player in his 20s who will continue to be an all-decades player in his 30s. We see right there where he is on that list. Also, what is interesting to note here, because he is the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Well, Ja'Marr Chase wants to be the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. That number just went up, and it went up by a lot, right? And so the Bengals, I thought, were making a mistake back at the Combine, where they were repeating that phrase, highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Every day that passed that they didn't get a deal done, that number was going to go up. And so now Ja'Marr Chase, while he has been seeking something in the 40s, well, he is justified in that. Hey, Bengals, if you want to make me that guy, well, here's the new high watermark. Also in that same division, the AFC North. TJ Watt is in line for a contract extension, and so now that number is going up. Probably should have done it last year. Probably could have gotten it done at $30 million per year. Now that number is going up for a premier pass rusher in the AFC North. So the Browns accomplish a number of things with this contract. They take care of their own. They get rid of that silly trade request. They lock in Myles Garrett, whom they believe will be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. They hurt the Cincinnati Bengals where it comes to their wallet. They hurt the Pittsburgh Steelers. When it comes to their wallet, a number of things accomplish this fine Sunday morning. Now afternoon for the Cleveland Browns. So if Cleveland reset the quarterback market in a weird way with Deshaun Watson, the Browns do it again here with Myles Garrett as a pass rusher. Speaking of that position, Von Miller really good after getting after the quarterback. But it appears, JJ, that he won't be doing it in Buffalo, or at least not for the salary he was due to make in 2025. Your reaction to the Bills' move here to release Von Miller. There were really only two options for the Buffalo Bills and Von Miller. It was either Von would agree to take a pay cut, or he would be released. So you're seeing the reports that, hey, the Bills would be open to him returning? Well, they probably would have been open to him returning at a lesser number. That obviously did not take place. Von Miller, he struggled coming off that ACL a couple of years ago. He tried to round into form this past season. But look, he's 35. He'll be 36 later this month. You have to imagine that Vaughn, who has always been on a contender winning the Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos and being the MVP of Super Bowl 50, winning with the Los Angeles Rams, going to the Buffalo Bills for that incredible 6-year contract that he signed a fee, money and guarantees beyond this upcoming season that was going to be hard for the Minnesota Vikings as it related to Sam Darnold, where he could get a whole lot more money elsewhere. One place that we have been reporting would not be in the Sam Darnold market would be the New York Giants, but they may certainly be in the market for a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. And so that is a place that you certainly have to watch for Aaron Rodgers to land. Look, he is an option in Minnesota, especially because you know that he's a short-term option, a one-year guy. They have such an incredible offense and talent around. Maybe J.J. McCarthy is not ready. Maybe he can continue to work back from that knee injury. Of course, Aaron Rodgers will be following the exact same path as Brett Favre, so it's just incredible to even consider. But that is certainly an option. One outside option, the Pittsburgh Steelers as well, who are hoping that they can resign Justin Fields. However, Justin Fields certainly has a market out there. Keep a close watch on the New York Jets, who are very, very interested, according to sources in securing Justin Fields. And then, lastly, we had Kirk Cousins up there. We've been reporting for some time. It was no guarantee whatsoever that the Atlanta Falcons would release Kirk Cousins. Well, the Atlanta Falcons continue to posture as though they will keep Kirk Cousins. And in fact, I talked with a source yesterday who said the Geno Smith trade only emboldens the Atlanta Falcons. If for Geno you get a third-round pick, well, you've already paid Kirk Cousins. It is a manageable salary when you can. And if you believe that he's going to continue to get better in that second year from the Achilles tear, and so yeah, the Atlanta Falcons, who have already paid him $90 million, keep you on the roster, pay another $10 million, lock that into 2026. But it lets at least get something in return for Kirk Cousins. So look, they could cut him. It would surprise me if they release him. Because quarterbacks, we've shown the money. We've talked about it all the time. You have the Geno Smith trade as a third-rounder. They could get something for him. The Falcons know that the rest of the league knows that, and so it is very, very possible that they keep him after the legal tampering window opens and after the start of free agency and make someone come trade for him. All right. JJ finally here when we put up the graphic of the top paid non-QBs we mentioned. It was all pass rushers and pass catchers, so we know they come at something of a premium, or at least even a high price here. In terms of the wide receiver market this offseason, DK Metcalf wants to trade. The Seahawks have already let go of a Tyler Lockett. Were some of the names we should really be watching out for when it comes officially to Wednesday? Yes, certainly. Keep a close watch on DK Metcalf, who does, by all appearances, seem to be on his way out of Seattle or Carolina, is certainly interested in DK Metcalf. And if you're going to trade for him, you certainly are also going to have to give him a contract extension. So that is something to consider when you are thinking about trade compensation. I know the Seahawks were looking for something that was similar to a